What's going on, everyone? It's Ricky, and it's time to talk about the top 4 commodities right now that I'm paying attention to, and also a quick little update on my profits. Hope you guys enjoy. All right, team, let's go ahead and get to the breakdown. So it's actually about almost 1 hour after the market opened here in California. I'll show you guys my overall P&L on the day. So I'm up $575 on the day. Again, I still have my 200 shares of Tesla. Because Tesla is down, I'm actually up more on the day, but because of my 200 share swing trade, and because of the number of day trades that I took already, wow, Tesla's still pushing up. So where are we at? Did we break 600? Yeah, 600. So definitely not bad. Now we should be almost at a break even for my Tesla swing trade. So if you guys don't know what I mean, I held Tesla overnight with 200 shares and then opened all the way down here. I bought the dip and started to add more to my position size as it pushed up. Sold. I was up over $500 on the day profit, even when Tesla was red. So that means I actually made a little bit more. But again, I don't really care too much about that. I was more focused on just staying green, ultimately making sure that I can sell for a profit. So one of the things that I want to cover, I'm just going to cover 4 different series of, in a sense, commodities within the stock market that I think are very important to pay attention to. And I want to talk about their direction. So I think natural gas, if you guys have not paid attention to it all, pre-market hours and stuff like that, it's been selling off and been trading between the middle and bottom VWAP. I think that's very important to know, because the more that natural gas sells off, the more that then the popular DGAS pushes up. So congrats to all those that swung trade DGAS. I just want you guys to know that this pattern doesn't mean that it's going to continue to uptrend. Right now it's still trading in between the middle and top VWAP. That's VWAP. So it's still trying to show signs of an uptrend, but again, if it struggles to continue to make higher highs, then we'll most likely see DGAS peak out, and then ultimately natural gas will then find the support, right, then begin to make higher highs and ultimately change its direction. So again, the reason that I think that natural gas is selling off and that I want to pay attention to DGAS is because it's still trading between the middle and bottom VWAP and making lower lows and lower highs. So I just wanted to talk about the direction and kind of maybe what to pay attention to, as it's being a little bit more bullish in the morning, right, meaning that it's going up. One thing that I want to talk about is that this is gold, right, /GC. This correlates on over to JNUG and JDST to an extent. They're not exact, well, they don't correlate to one another exactly, but it's something that does have an influence on it. Ultimately, gold was showing signs of a sell-off, then began to make higher highs, and then as soon as the market began to open, gold just had a huge push up. It peaked out, and then now is selling off and making lower lows. It can find a support right here around the SMA line. It might try to find a support around the middle VWAP. I just want you guys to know that the overall direction, as the market began to open, was up. It became overbought, overextended, and like we know, it begins to pull back and make lower lows. So you could either wait for a support and wait for this thing to bounce, or if you think that it's going to continue to sell off, then you can trade the inverse ETF. So if you are not familiar with the inverse ETF of gold, that's JNUG and JDST. JNUG is the one that follows to an extent, gold, and then JDST is the inverse ETF, which we should have right on over here. So now you should know. So there we go. Natural gas just broke above a little resistance. So there we go, showing signs of a nice little uptrend. We'll see if it gets rejected around the middle VWAP. And then the last, there's 2 more that I wanted to talk about. This is NQ. So this is the the NASDAQ. What's it called? Future. And what that means is you can trade a series of ETFs such as SQs and TQs. And the more that NQ pushes up, and that means the more that SQs, right, begins to push down. And then the exact opposite for TQs. The more that NQ pushes up, then the more that TQQQ, right, then will push up. So as long as you know the correlation, as long as you are paying attention to the overall direction, I think that's what's very important. So right now it's still showing signs of an uptrend. It's trading in between the middle and top VWAP. But the thing that I pointed out is that it's now becoming overbought and it's not making higher highs anymore. So if this continues, we'll most likely see NQ go from the price where it's at right now to most likely correcting itself down here, as it did almost the exact opposite as soon as the market opened as well. And then the last one that I want to talk about is /CL. So /CL was showing signs of an uptrend. It peaked out and then began to sell off. It might find the support and the direction might ultimately change, but as of right now, it's showing signs of lower lows and lower highs and ultimately just selling off in general. So the more that /CL sells off, we can go to the correlating ETFs, and that means that UWT, the more that /CL sells off, the more that UWT sells off as well. And the inverse ETF of UWT is DWT. So then that means that this pushes up, the more that /CL pushes down. But That's pretty much it. It looks like Tesla's doing pretty well. Again, the Tesla margins, one thing that I did point out in yesterday's video is that Tesla normally gets rejected around the SMA line, and we talked about the pattern of sells off, pushes up, gets rejected, sells off, pushes up, gets rejected, sells off, pushes up, gets rejected, sells off, pushes up, and then guess what? We're going into the weekend, so maybe I don't want to hold it over the weekend. Look at the MACD, look at the RSI. It's no longer a good deal, so I might be closing out my swing trade again soon. So I might not be able to do the full, $100,000 swing trade. But again, it doesn't matter what I want. It matters, what the charts are telling me. And as of right now, it's just a little bit on the overbought side and maybe not the best deal. So just want to point that out. Again, provide you guys with a quick little profit update. Overall on the day, super happy with how my day trades ended up playing out. So we'll go back to the 1 day, 1 minute. And that's really just it. I still have my, just broke 700. Wow, sweet. Still have my car rally going on today. So I'm going to be driving right now I'm in Beverly Hills, California. I'm going to be driving to Northern California up to the San Francisco area with about 10 to 15 other supercars that are going to be joining us. And I'll be sure to, vlog the whole experience. So I really do appreciate you guys' time. I do want to remind you guys that if you guys do want to be able to watch me trade live every single morning, I do that only with the Learn, Plan, Profit group. And if you guys have even 5 minutes, right? If you guys see value in my videos, like the way that I break things down, click that first link in the description. I would love the opportunity to work with you on a closer basis. And then we do have a free option, which is our TechBit Solutions Facebook group with over 197,000 members. We're the largest one out there. And again, that's going to be that second link in the description. Appreciate you guys' time. Hope you guys absolutely kill it today. Lock in profits, be conservative. Make sure you don't take a position just based off other people's opinion. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.